But I love performing, and I love people making people happy. You know, like two things happened in my life that was the strangest thing. I was on stage and I was performing, and I came off the stage, and it was at a bar, and there was this older lady behind the bar. She says, "Come back here for a second." And I came back. She says, she looked at me and it scared me. She says, "You have a purpose." I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "You have a purpose in doing what you're doing." And it was like my grandmother that passed away. It's like somebody else was talking to me. It literally scared. I'm behind the bar. I'm not supposed to be behind this bar. She said, "Come back." I don't know this lady. She said, "No, God told me to tell you, you have a purpose for what you're doing." It scared me. That was number one. And then another thing, one time this lady seen me. She said, "Malcolm." I said, "Oh, how you doing?" You know, because people see me, and I'm like, she's like, "Let me tell you something." She said, "I don't go to comedy shows, but my husband made me go to this show." She said, "I don't never hardly laugh at nobody that I see on TV." She said, "I've been laughing so hard, and I've been talking about you ever since that day that I seen you on stage." She said, "You are the real deal." And when she told me that, it got to me. I'm like, wow, I'm actually affecting somebody. She said, "I don't be laughing like that. To watch you do what you did is amazing to me." And I'm like, wow, that's deep. So those two conversations stuck with me, you know, forever. You know, it stuck with me forever. It's a purpose for what I'm doing. And to make a long story short, one of the main things that I want to do, I want to be not famous to make money. This is what I want. This is what I actually want. The soundbite is one thing. That's another story. But I got left down twice. That was real. That's not a joke. I got left down twice. I used to have to stay up to class all the time. And I didn't really want to go to class. And I didn't, because I felt as though I couldn't do the work. So I felt as though there was nothing else for me to do but to act up. Because I couldn't. That was the only way I felt like I'm in the room with y'all. When it's time to do the work, I'm not in the room. Everybody got their head down, they doing the work, and I'm sitting there looking, wow, these guys, they doing the work. But when I can get the cut up, now all the attention is coming to me. So I've been doing that ever since I was a kid. To make a long story short, what I want to do is I want to be able to go back to the school and talk to the kids that's like myself, that was left down, that has to stay after class, that's thinking that I'm not going to go back to school because I can't do this work. That was me. I felt as though I couldn't do the work, so I'm not going to go in there because I can't, no matter what, I can't do this. You see what I'm saying? Because my mother raised four of us. My father was locked up, so my mother tried to raise, she raised four of us, and I really couldn't do the work. So what I'm saying is I want to be able to go back to a school where the kids know who I am, and I want to talk to the kids that's in a bad situation like me.
That's dope.
That. Forget about the big stage. I don't care about no big stage. I'd rather do a small stage. I want to be able to go somewhere where they know who I am, and they're listening to me, and I'm in the same. I went to Overbrook and talk to those kids.
I went to Overbrook too.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's good. Yeah. So yeah. And I remember. I can remember the real story. Real rap. First day of school, elementary school. I can remember it clear as day. I can remember the seats. I'm in class, elementary school, and first day of school. I'm happy to be in class. Had bummy clothes on, but I still was looking good. I was a kid. And the first day of class, they said, "We're having a test." And I'm like, "A test?" I'm like, "I don't know nothing. How are we having a test?" So I'm looking around, and I remember all the kids had their hands there, and they were doing the work. And I'm sitting there looking like, how are these kids doing this work? And I was like, and I felt bad from that day on. And I'm like, I didn't realize that most of those kids went to school before this class that I was in. I didn't. Feel me? So I want to talk to those type of kids that sat in the same seat that I sat in.
Right.
Because sitting in that seat makes you feel as though, you're not going to be nothing. You're not going to make nothing. So you start acting out, and they're trying to figure out, well, why is this kid acting out? Why? Because once you give up, there's nothing nobody can tell you.
Right.
Because you think it can't be done. I can't do this work. There's nothing you can tell me. I can't do this work. So now I'm going to be bad to get out of everything. I sat in I was a kid, I swear. They used to let me walk up and down the hallway while everybody else was in class. The NTAs would see me walking, they go, Malcolm, I'll be going into different people's classes. I would go into people's gym rooms. I was just in the school like it was just a place to be. And they allowed me to walk into these classes. They allowed me to walk into people's gyms because they knew me. I used to sit in the principal's office, like it was just like I was on staff. I want to talk to kids because I know there's kids like that.
There's kids like that.
I know there's kids like that because I was that kid.
I know some people that can get you to talk to the kids.
Yeah, that's my goal. Not a big stage. A big stage don't mean nothing to me. That doesn't mean anything. I'm actually getting sad. You could just hear it.
I was going to say.
I was getting a little my personal feelings on here. But you get some good footage on here. This is my real self here.
So give me a closing. Like, what do you most want people to know about you when they think of Malcolm Hill? When they think of Malcolm Hill, the comedian, what's the impression that you want to leave?
That I want everybody to succeed. I want everybody to be great. I want everybody, to have a good time. Whenever I'm in a room, wherever I'm at a show, wherever I'm hosting karaoke, wherever I'm hosting whatever or doing whatever, everybody's going to have a good time. I was talking to a guy yesterday, because this guy, one of these promoters, many promoters that have me hosting these shows, and I realized when I host a show, I talk to each person in the room before the night is out. I said, what separates me from everybody else? And I realized I get into a conversation with each person in the room before I leave out of that room. So everyone is having a good time and everyone is engaged into the room. A lot of people will host the room like they're behind a glass.
Right.
They just talking and telling their stuff. They're behind a glass. I'm engaging with every person. But that ain't the question you asked. The question you asked is I want everybody to win. I want everybody to work together. A friend of mine, when I first started named Denny Live, he said, he said, Malcolm, Philly comedians are not going to work together. I said, what do you mean? This is 20 years of when I first started. He said, there's not going to be a movie with Philly comedians, a sitcom, in living color. I said, that's impossible. I said, there's a lot of funny people. He said, no, we're individuals. I said, nah, we all funny. I'm laughing with you, you laughing with me. And he's right. No one works together in Philadelphia because everyone it's animosity, jealousy, envy, the whole 9 yards. And then they form gangs and cliques. They form little gangs and cliques. These people only hang with these people. So, to your question, I want everybody to win. I want everybody to come together. I want everybody to get stuff done. That's it. I want everybody to be happy and don't be jealous. One thing about comedy is don't be jealous of nobody. Somebody could be doing so much stuff. Kevin Hart, I started out with Kevin Hart. I didn't have $2 in his pocket. He didn't have $2 in his pocket. But he started doing all this different stuff. You can't be jealous of what someone else is doing. Everybody's path is your path. I had to take care of my daughter at that time. I couldn't go to New York every day like he was doing and everything else. I had to take care of my daughter and I had to have a job and everything else. Everybody's life is different. Everybody can't just do that. You see what I'm saying? So you can't be jealous of what someone else is doing or if this one. I know a guy that's getting a lot of shows. He's not funnier than me or a lot of people. But shake his hand. Hey, God blessed you to be able to do that many shows. I'm not going to be like, they got this guy on another show. But that's how these people are. They hate on other people because God is going to put you in different places. Everybody is individuals. Everybody's in their own box. Be happy with your box that you're in. Don't worry about his box. Don't worry about Kevin Hart doing 19 movies. Don't worry about... It's nothing you can hate on Kevin Hart or whoever. It's nothing you can do about that. It's not a thing you can do.
He still got 19 movies.
He's still going to have 19 movies. You can be talking to your cousin about how corny he is or how this. He still got 19 movies. Okay? So you can talk to your cousin all day.
All day.
He ain't all day. But I will say this. I'm not going to say no names. I want to be able to give back to the city. There's a lot of stars, people that I went to school with, people that's making real money, and I don't see the such and such building for kids. The such and such, and y'all, I'm not gonna say the people's name. There's certain people that I don't support what they do because of what I'm saying now. It should be the such and such building. Some of these people making so much money when they die, somebody else is going to be spending that money. So why not? You know, the crime is crazy in Philly. Why not get the Malcolm Hill, you know, building with computers, you know, stuff like that, or you know what I mean?
Right.
There's people that y'all are supporting. There's certain people that I don't even watch when the shows come on TV. I'll turn the channel. I'm not gonna say, but y'all are supporting, but they don't really give back. You know, and people say, "Oh, your cousin about how corny he is, or how this." He still got 19 movies. Okay, so you can talk to your cousin.